I was 16 years of age. I flew from Guernsey to Southampton. I had no idea where I was going to be sleeping that night. I was very nervous as a 16-year-old. Leaving home, didn't really have a clue about the wider world. I was very naive. But I just knew I wanted to be a professional footballer. And if I was going to do that, this is what I had to do. That journey I took was an incredible one in the end, and I've got no regrets.
He came over from Guernsey, and he was on trial, and we saw this tall, thin, gangly boy played on the right wing. But as time went on, we realised that, well, I realised that the boy had a lot of talent.
Matty signed, and he would come on the school holidays like the others, and then when he got to 16, I'd left then, but he was naturally signed, given an apprenticeship.
The first year of that contract was £26 a week, and the second year was £35 a week, I think it went up to. We were on a win bonus for the youth team. I think we were on £4 a win and £2 for a draw. So, yeah, it wasn't a great deal of money, but that never even crossed my mind.
Matt Le Tissier.
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 Matt Le Tissier. Matt Le Tissier.
Matt Le Tissier.
Matt Le Tissier.
Matt Le Tissier. Matt Le Tissier. Matt Le Tissier.
Matt Le Tissier.
Matt Le Tissier.
Matt Le Tissier.
Matt Le Tiss.
Matt Le Tissier.
Matt Le Tissier.
Matt Le Tissier.
Matt Le Tissier.
Matt Le Tiss.
Matt Le Tissier. Just sticking my hand up in the air. I think that game was a huge turning point in my career. Obviously, the fact that it was live on Sky made a huge difference because it meant that the whole country kind of saw what I could do.
Is it different scoring a spectacular goal to a normal goal? Does it feel better?
Yeah. my life. One was to be a professional footballer and the other one was to play for England. I felt like I'd played well enough during periods of my career to be given a few more chat for an England B game where I scored the hat-trick, and then didn't get in the 30-man squad after that, which was picked for the '98 World Cup.
He'll have plenty of time to practice his golf this summer, but that's little consolation to a player who'd rather be teeing up the...
Teletext.
Didn't that upset you a little bit?
It upset me when I found out that he had rung other people and told them that they weren't in, but that's the way he chooses to do it, isn't it?
I knew that he was an outstanding performer in the top league. Prior to that, he had put a few free kicks in the top corner and a few volleys past me. Something just told me that the penalty was going to go that side that night. Just a split-second decision as he's running up to the ball. I'm going that way. So I'm a little feint to the left, change direction as he's almost at the ball, make the save. Nigel Clough had actually followed the ball in, put his foot out to try and put Matt off, and he did, and Matt blasted it over the bar. To be part of the legacy of such a great player, to be the only one that ever denied him from 12 yards, is up there, proudest moment.
All at the time, 88th minute. A lovely moment to be able to say that for the rest of time that I was the last person to score the last ever league goal at the Dell meant a great deal to me. Although it was nearly ruined about a minute later. Chris Marsden hit this shot from the edge of the box, which I thought was going in, and Arsenal's keeper Alex Manninger tipped it over the crossbar. And I can remember running into the penalty box and I thought, I want to go and say thanks to him. And I nearly went and cuddled him and I thought that won't look very good, so I didn't bother. And then I went and take the corner and the final whistle blew just as I took the corner. I took a short one so nobody could score from it. There were a mixture of emotions, really. One was obviously a huge disappointment that I wasn't going to step out on the pitch again to a full stadium and be able to smack one in the top corner from 25 yards and see everyone erupt. There was also a little bit of relief in there, I won't lie. I was relieved that I never had to do another pre-season. That was one of the first things that went through my mind. And, you know, there was a bit of pride in there as well that, you know, I'd spent my entire career at Southampton in the top flight, never been relegated. And, you know, I'd set out to be a professional footballer, to play for England. I did all those things, and along the way, I'd like to think I put a smile on quite a few people's faces as well.